Space whales? Nope, rather deal with devils. Chapter 88b, Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Then Sona, her peerage, along with Jake were teleported away from the battlefield with Qian Renxue standing up casually and saying quietly, "Perhaps we should have just spent our time watching the replays of the so-called kings of the raiding games. That young master wasn't anything special, frankly." Serafall coughed at that and said with a wry smile, "To be fair, Gragg is at best barely a high-class devil without his pirate ship and his peerage helping him control the magical artifact. Jake is well into the ultimate class of power. So a powerful bloodline but a worthless scion. I am well used to the sight," Bibi Dong said with eyes filled with her own thoughts. Still she stood up as well and said calmly, "Either way, Renxue, follow me. I imagine Jake isn't going to be entertaining much in the way of nobles demanding his time." Qian Renxue likewise sniffed, and with a glance at Serafall, whose happy-go-lucky smile turned a bit brittle at her words, she said, "I bet that within the day, the other devil clans will be fighting to set limits and such to prevent Jake from fighting in their lower-level raiding games." And then as the two left the box, Bibi Dong hummed and said quietly as she picked out something with the previous conversations she had with Jake before. I bet the Phoenix family will use this very raiding game as a tool to forbid Jake from interfering in the coming raiding game when Rias refuses her engagement." To which Qian snorted and her golden eyes landed on Serafall and said in some schadenfreude as she said with finality, "Yes. I am sure that conversation between Jake, Serzex and Rias will be wonderful. Good luck with that, Serafall." Which made Serafall herself freeze, as she knew all too well the heads of the devil families would be screeching to the deepest hells about how allowing Jake, who wasn't even a reincarnated devil or anything, to interfere with devil affairs so much through the raiding games was a disgrace. And if Serafall and the other devil nobility wanted to keep the sanctity of the raiding games that were a linchpin to the current devil society, they couldn't allow Jake, a human, to ruin said raiding games. Serafall, all alone now in the announcer box, could sag in place and whimper, "Oh dear. Zeki is going to be so mad at me."